I want you to take a moment to think about the nature of this planet that we live on. A world that is so full of so many different kinds of history, from the natural world to all that was man made. It is a world, as I said, full of history. And unfortunately, a great deal of that history is lost to us by the passage of time. What we have is paled in comparison to what has been lost, and I view it as the responsibility of the world now to document as much of itself, past and present, as it can for the future. I believe that that can be accomplished through patience, care, and persistence. Patience because, well, it takes a long time to find these things. Care because oftentimes old things are fragile. And persistence because, well, again, it takes a long time to find these things, and that wears on people no matter how patient they are. But where do I fit into that? I believe that because of the life that I've led up until now, I am perfect for all three. In patience, I use a example that may seem ill-fitting, and that's that I have always hated standing in lines. I have always despised simply standing between a bunch of people packed in like sardines who don't know the meaning of personal space. So my routine has generally been to show up at least 1 to 2 hours early when it comes to something that I know there will be a line for. Another habit that I made as a child was whenever we would go on a road trip, I would despise sleeping in the car. If we did not have a hotel to sleep in and instead stopped at a rest stop just for my parents to get some shut-eye so they could stay awake on the road, my default would always be to wander around the rest stop enjoying the landscaping and simply looking at the world through the lens of midnight. As for care, that is also a quality that I believe that I have been primed from a young age to take part in. When I was a child, my father would use his free time to create glass works, as well as things with silver, jewelry. So from a very young age, I was trained with a soldering iron. Because of that, it gave me a great deal of passion for working with my hands, especially things that require very small, precise, and careful movements. It's bled over into my hobbies as well as my professions. But as for persistence, that has always been something that I would simply sum up by my inability to back away from a challenge that I think I can overcome. Whether it's a particularly difficult math problem, whether it's, I don't know, a particularly frustrating oil filter at my current job, I have spent massive amounts of time on seemingly pointless endeavors strictly because I wished to see if I could do it or what the result would be. All said, however, it would be impolite for me to employ that particular quality here and take up more of your time. I've given those three qualities because I believe that they make me the best candidate for this position. I've talked about the patience that I have, the careful approach I take to my everyday life, and the persistence that I strive to display in my everyday life. I look forward to documenting the past with you, even if it takes each of those qualities and stretches them to their limit. Thank you.